Hey, so I'm looking at some of the comments that you put on my second Caroline Chronicles video. And one of the ones that jumped out at me is the lady who said, I had to report my sister to the Ministry of Health because of her perambulation after she jetted back into the country. We cannot afford the excuse of young and foolish right now. It's a matter of life and death. I am done with anybody who thinks they are too rich, too affluent, too elite, too important to go into quarantine, okay? If you've just come back into the country, if you know you've been exposed, you need to quarantine yourself. However, I would like to speak to government. Government is you and me, but government is also Mutahi Kagwe and His Excellency the President. Your Excellency, I'm looking at an article that ran on the 4th of March, and it was called to my attention in the Standard, and a similar article under a different headline was run in the Daily Nation. Allow me to go to the article from the Standard that ran on the 4th of March, and it said, Kenyan MPs are stuck in Berlin as forum flops. So at least 4 senators and 2 parliamentary staff are stranded in Germany as various international airlines restrict flights over the threat posed by COVID-19. The first case of this, that, the other. So you jump forward to paragraph 4 and it says, Senate Speaker Kenneth Lusaka confirmed that the parliamentarians and staffers were on a week-long official trip and were scheduled to return after the trade conference they were to attend was cancelled over fears of spreading the disease. Please note, this is the same conference the deputy governor from Kilifi went to. You know the one that got cancelled? That one. And what the Senate Speaker said is, indeed, they are in the German capital. They are not stuck or stranded. They are making their own arrangements to come back home. Fantastic. And then, of course, I jumped to the very last paragraph of this particular story in the Standard. It says, a Parliamentary Service Commission circular on PADIEMs shows National Assembly members are entitled to 93,547 shillings a day. This means that an MP in Berlin for 7 days would receive 655,000 shillings. Okay? Similar story was carried by the Daily Nation. The Daily Nation's headline on the same story is very different. It says, coronavirus, MERS, Senators Germany trip. Okay, and in the Nation, the figure for PADIEM is quoted as 91,000. I'm not interested in the money, but I thought it's important we bring it up because we's broke and we can't have people running around, spending this sort of money, all right? I want to know our Wakwapi. The deputy governor from Kilifi, we have him, he's in Bagadi. Okay. Our watu wengine wako wapi? Can they be found? And everybody they've been with since then? Also, I am aware that for this particular conference in Berlin, there were some people who already given their allowances, but they didn't travel. Can they give it back? Please track down our money. Asante sana. The last thing I'd like to say is the rest of the governors in this country. What has stopped you from taking the president's speech? Remember the one he made on the first Sunday? He decided this country needed to go into a quarantine status. What has stopped you from taking that speech and applying it to your counties? Because I'm worried that we are going to continue doing this nonsense as Nairobians, the true mangas of this country. We're going to continue doing this thing where we come to Nyeri, we come to Murang'a, we come to Siaya without a care in the world and leave behind a trail of madness. Alfred Mutua, by now you should have told guys, Kupita Sio Kimau, you need to live at Green Park. If you can't show me that this is where you ought to be, why are you coming to Machakos County? Why are you coming to Makueni? Why? And this needs, look, Mutahi Kagwe can only do so much. The rest of us, like the girl who told me she called the Ministry of Health on her own sibling, the rest of us need to police this country. You find anybody who's putting us all in jeopardy, and this is the problem. They're putting us in jeopardy and ensuring that our ability to go back to business will be prolonged because the more infections we have and we don't stop the spiral, so that every day we see Mutahi Kagwe give a press conference, we're looking at 1 more, 2 more, 3 more. We've got to stem it. And the only way we stem it has been very clear about the fact that you cannot be leaving Nairobi, walking into the country, doing all sorts of things because it suits you and you didn't think it's a big deal. And then all of a sudden you're unwell. I mean, Prince Charles is unwell, for heaven's sake, guys. Let's get serious, okay? The last thing I want to say, and I would like to end this particular Chronicles on a positive note, I'd like to say to the parents who've actually added their comments to the video on Facebook, on my channel, and on YouTube, and said, we spoke to our children in America, in Europe, in Asia, and told them, stay where you are. I want to say well done. And to those kids who actually listened and also are the ones who probably suggested, let me stay where I am, well done to you. And there's a parent who told me he thought about it, and when he had a FaceTime with his daughter, he thought about the fact that if she leaves her dorm or her apartment and then gets onto a bus and then onto a train and then through the airport. And for me, the airport is the epicenter of madness. From that little tray where we're all told to dump our laptops, that one sijui imeshikwa na watu wangapi, haya. Then we go to the ticket counter. That chick or that guy who gives you your boarding pass, takes your passport, sijui ameshika passport ngapi kutoka wapi. Okay. Then you go on to passport control, same thing. Then you go through, it's just every trolley, every surface you touch. So it made a lot of sense, and I've got to applaud those three parents actually who called me and told me this is why our kids, and as a family we said, stay where you are, just stay where you are, because they thought about the exposure as they tried to bring their children home from a space where they're already well quarantined, and they realize it's not worth the madness. To those people, I thank you, because I'm sure as a parent, you want your child here as this madness unfolds globally. But then again, you had a rational moment where you said, is it worth me putting you through 3 airports to get you home so that you can be exposed and also come home and expose? So 3 things I'd like you to take from this video. Number 1, that there is more and more of us who will call out anybody who's exposing us to madness, and also making our return to normal longer than it should be. Okay? Number 2, those other people, they of 95,000 shillings per day on per diem. The deputy governor from Kilifi was not alone. Hao wengine wote watafutwe. And those who got money and didn't travel, I would also like to suggest that you do return our money. We want our tunes. No. I am that chick. I am here. I am reporting for duty. This is my country. And there are things you're not going to joke with. Our sanity, our careers, our livelihoods, and more importantly, our health. Be well, stay safe, and stay positive. Stay positive. And thank you for giving me ideas about my next installment, because I think I'm going to enjoy doing the next one, simply because it's your idea. Okay? Take care.